We met on a Friday night at a bar.
The Devils were in the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since I could really remember, and I was talking to a bunch of my old hockey buddies.
My friends played hockey with Greg, my high school buddies, and he was chatting with them at a bar one night, and I saw him from across the room, and I went up to him and I introduced myself, and that was that.
We were talking about whether or not the Devils were going to get swept, and then Heather saw me, kind of pushed two friends away, grabbed me by the shirt and said, mine. And then ever since, kind of been true.
It was different with Greg because he was someone who gave me the utmost respect, and we did nothing but laugh and party together.
Yeah, Heather's obviously my best friend. She knows me probably better than I know myself. First, it was definitely her confidence. She's able to tell it like it is, like no one I've ever met, whereas sometimes I kind of bottle it in, so it was kind of the yin to my yang.
We had never lived with anybody else before in past relationships, so we moved out together and adulted on our own and went through that growing pain of trying to live with someone for the first time. And we've had loss in our family, so we've dealt with the highs and lows of life together.
The first time I really realized that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her was when she introduced me to her nieces, and I saw how much they loved and adored her, and I just knew that Heather would be a great mother and a great life partner.
Like any relationship, we've had really, really tough times, but at the end of the day, we've only wanted each other. For the proposal, I did not know.
Yeah, so the proposal had been in the works for many years.
I wasn't in any big rush because I wanted the house before anything.
I decided to do it on a Thursday because no one proposes on a Thursday. Everyone waits for a weekend.
He kept calling me while I was driving home. I'm kind of someone who's always on the same schedule. So he knew I was in the car, and I kept putting him to voicemail. Because I thought for sure he wants to know what I'm bringing him home for dinner.
I went to a florist. I got Heather a bouquet. I leaned it against the door so that she'd see it when she walked in when she got home from work.
So I parked in the driveway and I can see flowers. So I walked up and there was a little banner on it that said question.
She was walking up to the door. She saw the flowers. She opened the door. I said my little blurb that I had been practicing for about 6 weeks.
I opened the door and there he was with the puppy in one hand and a ring in the other. I don't know what he said, I don't know what I said.
She kind of went a little crazy. Didn't end up saying yes for about 25 minutes after, but it was kind of well known that it was a yes.
I remember saying to him, I look like crap. And everyone, you're supposed to take the picture with the ring together. Oh, no, I was too excited. We went out for dinner after and all I drank was wine. I didn't even want to eat. I just wanted to celebrate. Even if it's just a weekend where we're walking the dog and watching a movie at night, saving for a house was tough, and that meant giving up on a lot of the super fun things you get to do, right? And sometimes that meant just staying in and having to put up with each other, and hey, it was easy because he's my best friend, and it's easy to spend that much time together with nothing but a Netflix account.
Heather, it's been a great long 6 years together. We've definitely had our ups and downs, especially the first few months of living together. I think that was an absolute right thing we did, just because we did have a lot to learn about each other and how to live with each other, but our relationship grew because we were able to move past those tough times, and we flourished since then.
Greg, I am so excited to spend the rest of my life with you, to get an even bigger house. I'm excited to start a family and have a bunch of babies and, go through the job transitions and all the things that come along with this crazy life.
I cannot wait to spend the rest of our lives together. I cannot wait to travel the world, to build a family, really just make our lives great. I love you, and I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with you.
I don't know what life is going to hand us, but I know at the end of the day, like always, we choose each other, and I love you so much. That's it.
Husband and wife, you may kiss your beautiful bride.
Thank you all for being here today. The glass of wine that you hold in your hand, produced from the grapes in this vineyard on which we stand, symbolizes the journey of new life together. Please raise your glass to the bride and groom.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't.
I'm excited about this next chapter and joining a new family because it means that I have a whole other group of people to love, and Greg loves his family so much, and I see that every time we go over, and anytime he wants to do poker nights with them or have family barbecues. His family is my family. Their family has, seen some heartbreak recently, and just the support they've shown each other. And Greg's mom is someone we can always rely on. She is an absolute angel. When I was at my bachelorette party, she came and re-gardened this whole backyard for me as a surprise, and it was incredible. She's someone we can always call when we have a question about the house or about anything that goes on. Greg's dad is sick. He's actually in a home, so to see the love that she has for him is so inspiring, and how much she takes care of him and shows him this infinite love.
Yeah, family is definitely a big part of our relationship. That's the reason why we're able to get through all of what we got through in the last 6 years. Her family is quite large, and yes, there's ups and downs with her family, but they absolutely love each other. My family, we may not talk as often as her family, but there's so much love to go around in my family. I'm absolutely excited to spend my life with Heather and build our own family and merge the two families together, and I think there's nothing but the best to come.